Hello, and I am Miss Stranger, and this is my review of NotLikeThis Cleric Kit, and also a little bit of a Cleric Guide. So we'll start off with the perks, and then we'll work our way to the right. So my build out for his kit was mostly the same. I did swap out Protection from Evil because I didn't really find myself needing the decreased duration of harmful effects when I could. If we were like in a choked position, I found Holy Aura to be better, just because if it's going to be a battle of attrition with ranged, I felt that the armor would be more helpful against rangers, especially if they throw drums or rogues and barbs through their throwables. I felt his kit was extremely. I felt it was really good. Out of some of the kits I used, I really liked this. It was cheap on the cheaper end of more of the kits I use, and I felt like like he knows his stuff. So moving on from that to spells, I used his spell loadout as well. I used Bless and Bubble and Upright. It's easier to get access to these, and it's they recharge real fast. Using the Lesser Heal on that left side, perfect, really good. My Divine Strike I managed to get off in the middle of combat, so even though it looks like it'd be harder to swap out, if that's the right way to even phrase that, you won't have a problem with it. And then Earthquake was a mixed bag for me because I wasn't able to cast it. We fought in large areas where we couldn't really use it. There were gaps in some of the areas where we were fighting too, so there wasn't ground sometimes to even place these on. So that covers my review of the spells and perks. Now for the kit itself, the gloves I had to switch out, unfortunately. Gauntlets had their stats changed, and I tried to get the gauntlets in, but for cheaper. But then I just felt if I really want to stay true to the build and get an honest impression of it, so I give it a good review, I should just stick to what it is. So the armor rating's a little bit less. I'm not worried about that, but the stats mostly stay true to what they were. And if we just put this up here, so I looked at his open stat sheet, and you'll see that he had a move speed of 309. I kind of got that in the ballpark there. My impressions for this are simply the kit works. The gloves are going to be the most probably expensive thing out of all of them. The boots would be the second expensive, but getting green boots with an additional move speed on it is cheap unless it's going to be Lightfoot boots, because even any Lightfoot boots I found, I just wanted to try to get that move speed above 309 if I could. I noticed that the effects were less the more I tried enhancing it. Or I guess the game just probably doesn't register the 3 extra movement speed. I don't know. Either way, I found that the Darkleaf boots worked really well. They kept me going in the game. I was able to keep my distance, and when I needed to go in to strike, I did, and it worked. I found the 39 mace to be... It was literally, these maces are... Like he said in his videos, they are pretty cheap, and they do really good. They worked really well. Yeah, and then the helmet, I got a blue one. The prices on this vary. I would say that the gloves are the most expensive thing, and I didn't really care about the book. Now, any alterations to the kit, I would say would be, I tried to swap out the dark leaf boots for the light boots, but the stat enhancements are way too good to pass up. And I just found that the boots were too expensive for any returns I could get on them. If you get jumped by more than one team, which I did, because we got into a fight with I got into a few fights with where, you're fighting a team and we're low on hit points, and we get jumped by another team. And you lose these boots. These boots can be expensive to buy, and I'm like, no. Additional move speed on them is just no. If they have additional move speed, the price on them will be jacked up. I did buy a few extra pairs just to see what I could do with them. These ones were not as expensive as this one. So yeah, and I bought some extra maces. The only alteration you could try, and I would say the light foot boots to get more movement speed, but I wouldn't recommend it. Would be the necklace is a good necklace. If you're not gonna swap out the boots, a good necklace. And I tried to get spellcasting speed. That way, like when you're in the middle of combat and you're trying to throw your buffs onto your allies for supporting them, whether it's protection or divine strike for the extra weapon damage, I found that like spellcasting speed could make it just a little bit more accurate, so you can get it off faster before. Like sometimes if they move real fast, they'll get out of the way, and then you're just gonna cast it on yourself. The only thing I would say is never use your shield in PvP. It's really good for PvE when you're trying to clear out areas real quick to get through them as fast as possible. It works really well. I'd keep the shield on at all times, in your bag just in case. But combat wise, you need to remove that as quickly as possible, because while you're trying to block, your opponent can take time to hit you, because just the action speed of the cleric is pretty slow. Alright, well, that's my review for this kit loadout, and I appreciate you guys taking your time, and yeah. I linked his videos in the description for the kits he's using, so you can see how amazing he does with them. And yeah, I'm just happy that he did that kit, because I really wanted to learn how to play better. Alright, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Oh, and like and subscribe and yada yada yada, and I'll have another video out the next day.